Disclaimer, this is a topic that goes way deeper in the depth I'm diving into in this video. This video is not a breakdown of Mobile gang politics. In this video, my plan is to take an overall look at Lil Rye's life and legacy, commenting on what I feel could have led him into getting involved in street politics, and explaining how I feel Lil Rye is possibly the biggest and simultaneously the most crashed out of artists to come out of Mobile, Alabama. Him seemingly beefing with half of the industry and most of his hometown while still being one of the most viewed artist out of his generation, at least in Mobile. Thanks. I hope you enjoy. Lil Rye is an Alabama drill artist hailing from the Mobile drill scene specifically. Him being one of the top artists as well as claiming the spot for the most hated in his city. Not by his fans, but by literally everybody else, including YB fans, Alabama fans in general, as well as motherfuckers who are ops to him, of course. Bro's musical talent is steadily propelling him into the mainstream conversation, though his drug use and criminal antics are holding him back heavily. I'd say Lil Rye has a good chance to make it, if the drugs don't drag him down into the pits of despair, and if this Fed charge does not lock him up for the rest of his life. Here's hoping it don't. This is the story of Mobile's top op and top crash out, Lil Rye. Originally born in an area just north of Mobile, Alabama, known as the city of Pritchard, a young Lil Rye would spend a majority of his childhood growing up on the streets of Mobile. Sources from Reddit saying bro came up in the dip towards the south side of the city. This area is not known to be the nicest of environments, with gang conflicts, murders, and drug-related shit being rampant in all aspects of his life down there. One such example of this being his own father, who would wind up getting locked up when Rye was around 5 years old. Rye in his DJ Small Eyes interview would go on to say that his stepfather would be the one who would wind up teaching Rye how to be a man in the absence of his biological father. Though, when Lil Rye was 15, his stepdad would also wind up going to prison. So it seems to me, as tragic as this sounds, Lil Rye was almost destined to jump off the porch at an early age, as all of his male role models seemingly had their hands in the criminal underworld. Add this on to his future lyrics, like in the song Did Bout That, where he raps, "My mama tried, but I can't lie, it's the streets that raised me." These lyrics point to Rye being heavily influenced by his peers, as well as the path his fathers took, leading to bro jumping off the porch at a relatively young age. When Lil Rye would go to jump off the porch, he'd end up joining up with the 26K crew, who if my sources are to be believed, operate off the 26 block, though it's unclear when exactly he did jump off the porch, as he did spend some of his latter high school years, like 10th and 11th grade, in Atlanta. This goes a long way to explain why bro has so many issues out in the A. It's almost as many issues as in Mobile. Academic-wise, Lil Rye is one of the most intelligent rappers I've covered thus far. Him saying he originally wanted the occupation of computer technician. Him going on to explain that he used to take apart computers and put them back together when he was young. Right before the pandemic hit, Rye would even go on to sign up for the Air Force, due to him being the second highest score in the ASVAB test. That is impressive as fuck to me. I took that test too, and I damn sure wasn't top of the class. Bro is so intelligent that he even had an academic scholarship for the University of Alabama. Though after COVID would hit, he would wind up flushing all his aspirations down the drain. He'd get a face tat and begin his focus strictly on the streets and music. Him claiming the reason for going down this negative path was strictly due to money, as he claimed he was too broke to continue academically. I feel like this is an excuse, but hey, it ain't my life, do what you want. That's why I dug deeper into the darkness that is Mobile's underworld. Some of his friends attempted to get bro to slow down on criminality and began to push him into music as a way to separate himself from the BS he was constantly chasing. These friends would go on to link Lil Rye up with one of his old sound engineer buddies named Street. After recording 1 or 2 tracks, they boosted Lil Rye's confidence enough to get him to begin dropping music for real for real. Lil Rye's music career would officially start with the April 2nd, 2021 track, Sticks. This track, while being the earliest surviving tracks of Lil Rye's music career, would also be really good in quality. If you didn't know this is bro's first song on YouTube, you could think bro was dropping music up to a year or 2 before this point. This track would be a drill-focused, but relatively simple track that is currently sitting at 27,000 views as of right now. I doubt it got that at the time of release though. Lil Rye would go on to follow this track immediately with the album Punch In, which I'ma glaze past, even though it's arguably where Lil Rye would first show off his melodic but still drill styles. This album would have the one track that would serve to break Lil Rye into the underground conversation fully. That track being the June 10th, 2022 track, EST Flow. This track would be a no melodic, straight drill track, which would go on to show Rai's excellent use of hard lyrics, as well as being his first real portal into the problem of Lil Rai's drug abuse, as even this early into his career, he's talking about mixing pills, and bro looks like he's not as high as he is now, but still relatively on one. I call this foreshadowing. This one track would wind up reaching 6 million views, and it would cause all the tracks before it, like Punch In, to get upwards of 1 million views each. From this point on, Rai would just post music videos back to back to back, with views ranging from 200,000 all the way up to 3.3 million with tracks like Did Bout That, or even 1 million with tracks like Binary Trigger. I don't know how to properly explain this, but Lil Rai's music is way better than a lot of his peers off his raw emotion and how he writes his lyrics. Rai will say some shit damn near every track that'll make you sit back and go, damn bruh, he for real just say that shit? And it's not on some damn lyrical spiritual miracle bullshit. It's straight up just, damn, that's a hard ass line, or stuff that sticks with you. I'ma start coming across like a schizo if I keep trying to explain this, but trust bro, he is fire. Around the same time that bro began buzzing, a hate train began to roll down the track on side of him, with hella motherfuckers from Mobile starting to say that bro caps in his raps and ain't about shit. I wouldn't pay this no mind personally, as Lil Rai has caught a body on camera, as well as bro being connected to a crew that consistently allegedly kills motherfuckers, so I don't want to hear that he's a straight pussy when there's video evidence of bro standing on what he raps. Most of the hate seemingly comes from Rai claiming bodies that he wasn't involved directly with, like the death of the man Keith. According to the Reddit, and of course, give this a grain of salt, anybody can say anything on Reddit, motherfuckers claim that Keith used to bitch Lil Rai when they were at school, so after Keith would die and Rai would go on to jump off the porch, he began to insult Keith in all of his songs. Motherfuckers claim this is Rai claiming a body he didn't do, but like bro, if I got a beef with a motherfucker going back to high school days, and then he dies, I'ma probably celebrate that shit and claim that shit too. I wanna see how this invalidates bro's other self-defense body, or how this makes bro any less able to diss. Mobile motherfuckers are just some hating ass motherfuckers though. Going off the 2 artists I've looked into from the city so far, all they do is talk shit. Though hopefully there is somebody they fuck with, and hopefully I'll eventually find them. Around the same time that Lil Rai would pop off, the career Grim Reaper, also known as Gucci Mane, swooped in and signed Lil Rai to his 1017 label. Though this for real wouldn't do shit for him other than give him free studio time, as 1017 would wind up dropping all their artists almost a year later, including Lil Rai himself. Him being dropped from the label is a shame because Rai could have easily been on the top with industry backing. But you know, missed opportunities, whatever. Yet another situation that would drive these cap rap rumors I spoke on earlier would come from Lil Rai's random ass beef with Atlanta artist Anti-Menace, as Lil Rai would end up getting jumped in the mall by some 4L members pretty badly. But hey, if you judge a motherfucker off getting jumped one time, then you gotta judge the motherfuckers in his crew that jump back in retaliation. That's besides the point though. I'm running a lot of defense on this video. This beef is quite weird, as speaking of Anti-Menace, he would also happen to be one of the first artists to collaborate with Lil Rai outside of the Mobile motherfuckers. So it's weird that their beef became so big so fast. It for real reached like a bunch of egos clashed and motherfuckers started talking shit over petty shit, and that snowballed into a full-blown beef because motherfuckers can't keep their mouth shut, and now motherfuckers are getting robbed and shot at and shit. Though, to be fair, you could say that about a lot of gang conflicts, to be real. They all live bullshit. Lil Rai has a bit of an issue when it comes to jumping into other people's beefs as well. Bro deadass jumps into more problems than Youngboy, and that's saying a lot because Youngboy is addicted to chaos. Funny enough, the one beef that would blow him up the most wasn't even really started by him. You see, there was another artist in Mobile by the name of Yungin, who before Rai, I would say was the top of the city view-wise. Rai would be cool with Yungin and Lil Dump, who both claimed 4K Trey, YB's crew at the time when they all hung out. The story goes that either Yungin or Dump had given Lil Rai a 4K Trey chain without direct permission from YB and his crew, and the narrative shifted to where motherfuckers were claiming that Lil Rai had stolen the chain. This caused a beef not only between Yungin and YB, but also Rai, YB, Lil Dump, and the rest of 4K Trey, leading to a plethora of diss tracks going back and forth. Examples of disses from around this time is Lil Dump's Lil Boy, and Lil Rai's Rookie of the Year, which was a response to YB's Snick diss, apparently. Now, I don't like all that fake high school he said, she said bullshit, but I say all this to say, Lil Rod never started shit in this beef. He for real only responded to motherfuckers who said shit on him. But seemingly motherfuckers prefer the narrative that he just decided to up and diss out the fucking blue. The main theory being it was for clout, which I don't understand if you look at the situation for more than 2 seconds and get your dick riding visions off. Speaking of dick riding vision, I might be dick riding a little bit for Lil Rod, but no one doesn't know. All the attention that this would end up bringing to Lil Rod's music wasn't negative, however. It arguably allowed Lil Rod to link up with people like Stockton's Reaper, EBK J-Bo. They'd go on to drop one of the bigger tracks of Rod's catalog, the song Casualty. This track would blend Lil Rod's southern melodies and style with J-Bo's cowed out Stockton beat and flow. This song reaching a height of 7.7 million views. It would be around this point that I personally feel like Lil Rod's drug use became a bit of an issue, as you can clearly see in music videos like Body or Ease that bro is trying hard as fuck not to nod off, and the longer bro does music in his music career, the more likely he is to not enunciate his words and mumble through every single one of his tracks. Bro's music is still fire, don't get me wrong, but you can definitely tell that the drug's grip is strengthening as time passes, and for the sake of himself and his fans, I pray that he can get a handle on it. Lil Rod's latest album, Murder and Mardi Gras, would wind up being one of my favorite projects of 2025 that I still bump to this day. Sadly, the main single for this album, Wait, would be taken off of YouTube due to the fact that in the beginning of said video, there is a clip of someone being brutally beat up outside of a club, presumably one of Lil Rod's ops. I can no longer find the video due to the full thing being wiped from the internet completely, but I completely understand why it's not up no longer. The music video was good as hell though, and I feel like he should re-upload without the jumping. As we get closer to the current day, there is one more situation that I'd like to cover in detail in reference to Lil Rod. Bro is the only rapper I've ever seen to get out of jail and turn around and be re-arrested not even 45 minutes after he got out of jail. Not an hour, not 48 hours, 45 minutes. Like, you can't even make that shit up. As of right now, we don't know what Lil Rod is suspected to be charged with, though from IG stories from his people, it seems like it's decently serious, as the feds are keeping Lil Rod without bond and they're consistently trying to question him on something. As things are looking, Rod could be looking into getting some serious trouble. As Mobile gets worse in gang violence, the police might try to start looking for examples to make, and from what it looks like, Lil Rod might be their first pick. I'm hoping not, due to bro being my favorite out of Alabama, but with how shit looks, I'm unsure. Lil Rod is a music artist who is often underestimated or even clowned on due to bro being outspoken and beefing with motherfuckers that people dick ride often. Examples being Youngboy. I feel like if more people would just step over and fuck with his music, y'all would all see the range of talent he's capable of producing. And I bet bro would become a household name if given the chance. It's because of his proclivity to beef, however, that Rod hasn't gained the fan base that he so deserves, as it's hard to cross bridges when those bridges are burning. That goes for fans and artists. If anything good comes out of Lil Rod's arrest, let it be that Rod slows down on the drugs and have Rod solely focus on music, because as of right now, the only thing that could put out his career is his drug use and his criminality. Here's hoping he chills on both for the sake of his music. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment who y'all trying to see next, and subscribe with the bell to see all my future uploads. As always, I appreciate the fuck out of y'all's support, and when we make it to 2,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a Q&A live stream for y'all, so sub if y'all want that, unsub if you don't, I guess. With all that out the way, check out my next video next Wednesday. Peace out. Yeah.
Fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part.